Hi everyone, my name is Rita. I'm one of the co-founders of Become Your Creator. This is Liliana. I have met approximately around 3 or 4 years. Oh my God, I
It's
can't
been
remember.
almost 5 years
Oh,
now.
5 years, not 3, not 4 or 5 years. It just feels less than that. So today the topic is how to transform suffering, all right, okay, into more balanced energy. As everyone knows, and even Einstein said that energy never dies, only transforms. So today aim is to give a little bit of like a teaching, and Liliana is the example of that, of someone that has transformed suffering into into abundance. So Lily.
Yeah, absolutely. So I met Rita. Those who know us and have been with Become Your Creator for a long time know that I met her through a very difficult situation. I was going through a financial dispute where I worked with a company that I helped build from the start. And at the end, when they launched and they were successful, they decided they didn't want to give me my money or pay me my work. And it was a substantial amount. So when I met Rita, I had come for a reading because I was desperate for answers at the time. I did not know about conscious manifestation or the ability that you can create your own reality. None of that. All I went to Rita was with this extreme desperation that just help me when, how, what's going to happen. And she did see my lines. So Rita has this ability where she can read people's energies. She doesn't need any cards. She doesn't need any tools or anything like that. She just picks up. Very detailed, very specific, and she could see on my lines that the money was in my bank account. The outcome was exactly as it needed to be or as I wanted it. At that time, I had no idea about energy shifting. I did not understand that your 3D is a reflection of you, your state of being, your emotions. I was completely unaware. So she actually has the abilities also to shift those energies or to alter energies. But where we are right now, I think with Become Your Creator, is we're trying to help people do that themselves as opposed to you doing it, Rita. Right? Because that's the power of it. Then Rita saw a very disturbing, much more disturbing. I tell you what, the past 5 years, everything's been disturbing and been a lot of testing and learning lessons.
So it's to do with your creation. So within your own awareness, then you look into the way you were raised, your own programming and all of that, you tend to create quite dramatic situations because it's not like you're never creating, and this is the point of teaching people about conscious creation, or you can say conscious manifestation. So your entire existence is a manifestation, and then for Lily, in her case, it's not like she was manifesting anything that was not part of her being. So manifestations can be very good. They also can be, when they are very negative, they're very, what I call, very dramatic. And we did spoke throughout the years, why did she end up getting herself into this type of manifestations of of situations. But yeah, you had within your lines, the line did not belong to you. So the line actually, you were part of that line, but it actually was your sister, and that's when the reading came, and I think you came a second or a third time. And I get why you didn't want to hear about conscious creation. To be fair on you came to me, and I think the universe always does very, very beautiful, because that is a different business that I have, and I had just normal readings, and for some reason she felt drawn to go. So the other line, it was really quite, maybe if someone else told me that, I wouldn't believe as well. But I passed to Lily to explain what was the line. It was about a sister, and you go ahead.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we say it now in so much ease, but it was so heavy at that time. That was about 5 years ago, I think it was. And like Rita said, I just met Rita, and I was dealing with my own financial dispute. And Rita said, "Your nephews are going to be taken away to a different country." I will use the word kidnap because they were taking
I did not. The line was very simple. The line was, "Can you pass the message to your sister that kids are going to be kidnapped?" So that is actually was the line, future line. So it's a future possibilities, and the reason we say that it was not to manifest. I was warning them to stop that happening, and they did took actions. I will explain a little bit story. The way I perceive, the way the spirit showed me is like they don't know you. All right, okay. The best you can do is to pass the message. The same way I passed the message to Lily that, and that was quite funny though, because I saw her working with me already, and this was like, and I asked her very simple. Do you want, are you spirit, or do you want to do anything with the well-being? But the transformation has been no more than the miracle, and special to do with the sister as well. Lana was simple. The kids were taking away. Then I started to coach his sister, and because of the country they went, it was very difficult. To be honest, here they say there's nothing they can do. Once a kid is in another country, they have no jurisdiction and all of that. So I started to coach Nadine, that is her sister, and took me around 8 months to create enough energy and the right lines for the kids to be returned back. And it happened exactly as Spirit show. And I want to explain a little bit about the way I see. Well, the message was simple. He's going to be arrested and the kids come back home. No one, neither me, ever thought like that would have been possible, because why would you come back to the UK when you know you have a arrest? Because he knew by then that if he comes to UK, he's going to be arrested. But for some reason that is beyond our understanding.
So that's
at
the
least,
father, just to clarify. It was the father.
Father. He traveled and he was arrested, and the kids came back after 2 weeks. So the way I look into people, if I'm born like this, never thought that anyone was different. It was only when I went to school that I realized the teachers reported that Rita was talking to people that they couldn't see, and this runs from my family. So to be fair on my parents, the only thing they say is just to be a little bit more careful. So I'm born like this, so my ability is no different than any other person. I think everyone can have, because Lily now is very psychic herself in a different way. So I can see different versions. So if I'm reading, for example, Liliana, I see beyond the body. So I can see infinite versions of her. And each version has an action, then becomes an outcome. So I enter their field, I become them, best way I can explain, and then I live their lives from many different versions. The life that normally is the path into awakening is a life that I can see is very bright. The line is very bright, full of light. I also speak with what I call beings of light, because I only see light, and that light transforms, is no form, and sometimes looks like almost like a human, sometimes looks like a ball. It just, it doesn't really matter. So Lily, so when I look into people, I will be able to see versions, many versions, and infinite versions, and each version has different outcomes, different endings. And my kind of like job with the universe is to bring them into versions that are to the light. So you become in short, a version that feels less physical, but it's still physical, but it feels less physical. That is my job. That's what I do, and I teach people. I do energy alterations. That means that the ability to alter my outcome and alter the outcome for other people. But Lily's right. I have stopped doing that, and now I'm teaching people to alter their own
do
energy.
it on their own. And you know what, honestly, I cannot express enough gratitude for Rita for dealing with me, because I had so much resistance to the messages. I was so much stuck in my way in programming, because what I realized now, that looking as an outsider, this journey is not linear. It's not like a one-way thing. Throughout this journey, you will feel pain, you will feel suffering, you will probably repeat cycles, and that's okay, and slowly, as you're growing, you start becoming aware of these cycles, and gradually it becomes less. Maybe you make another mistake, maybe you repeat another cycle, and I will be more specific. I will say more specific on what I'm referring to as well. But it's all about just observing, aligning, and being aware that this is all your creation and taking responsibility for it. And I'm not here to say that things will not happen to people when you have the awareness and when you have the ability to shift, but you learn how to become aware of what's happening and shift.
I think that is the beauty of conscious creation, and I think that is the misconception of what is out there about manifestation, and why manifestation can become very frustrating for other people. Enlightenment or awakening, and when that happens to you, you will realize that was never about just manifesting the good stuff. Conscious creation is to take the responsibility. You become conscious, but nevertheless, you, even if something negative happens to you, you have awareness that that is your creation. And what that does is, as time goes by, and I only can speak for myself and the people that I teach, is if something really bad happens to me, and it has happened, because I am so aware and conscious, but that awareness that this creation is mine, not from my 3D point of the 3D, is just a reflection of my state of being. The pain, is almost like you. The pain is. I'm not talking about physical pain, but emotional pain becomes very almost like distance, because when you align and organize your energies, you also create a space between awareness. Is a space. You become more aware than you actually. Your mind feels. If I want to say that way, quiet. It's almost like you don't have thoughts, but they're there. You can't stop not having thoughts. But because you have that space and you are in a state mainly of awareness, and detachment is not there, or very, very little. From this perspective, to be fair, from my perspective, where I am now, these things very rarely happens. Of course, within my own creation, people will still die, and all of that. But the suffering, and I have that an example when my father passed away 2 years ago, and this actually was his birthday yesterday, or today actually. The suffering is not permanent, and it may all look very magical. Because again, I think the problem of manifestation is people out there trying to create that outcome. You can't manifest by trying to create, because you're already manifesting. So trying to create something is forcing your energy that is not there. So you're forcing something. So you are literally, if I want to, let me just give an example so we don't get lost in track here. If someone betrays me, just like let's take into relationships, if someone betrays me and I'm suffering, that means straight away that I'm in resistance and I'm seeing love from a different direction. So the way I'm perceiving love is the reason I feel love is because of that person. Manifestation, you are the outcome. As simple as that. So for Lili perspective, that's someone that went through quite a significant amount of suffering. She needed to learn that she is the outcome. So the way you look, you can look into thoughts, will, like Lili already explained, will create will attach with thoughts, goes into emotions becomes energy, and that energy is what you asking the universe to give you. Because the universe, God, spirit, or whatever you rather call, is impartial, will always give you back what you are asking. And that is why manifestation can be quite difficult for people to understand.
Yeah.
And it's not just about relationships. You've done the same to your sister and all.
Just giving. Yeah. And I think a lot of people relate to that. And I will just, before I go through my journey and give examples of what I've experienced, especially around relationship. And I will say this, gosh, relationships are the biggest teachers. They're the biggest reflection. And what I realized now, after all these years of being in the same patterns in relationships, is that as long as you're still in that same state of being, thinking, behaving, acting the same way, you're still gonna create the same person in a different person, if that makes sense. So the same person, a different name, a different face. Okay, you're just repeating the same thing in different people. So one person could be, X Smith, the next person could be John Altman or whatever else, but they're the exact same person. They will treat you the same, they will behave the same, and you will have the same relationship experience. Why? Because you are still creating the same outcomes. You're still allowing the same patterns, the same behavior, giving the same energy. Again, I had to take responsibility and accept that I allowed this to happen, and I allowed this to drag very long time. Recently, I was betrayed. It was only, I would say, 10 days ago. I found out a big betrayal after years of giving a lot of my energy, time, and love to a person who I thought was something, ended up being something else. And the same betrayal I've experienced 3 times in my life over the past 10 years. And this is why I say you keep creating the same people, just different name, different face.
It gets worse. I feel like the creation.
And it gets worse, yeah.
The lesson gets worse. The funny thing with your creation is you knew, because you had people,
signs. I had signs.
You knew, signs were there from almost within the first 6 months. Also, when I read, you knew that it was something wrong. We don't need to know the ins and outs. You need to look like that, and I think this is what is important for people to learn, is like that. Deep down, it doesn't matter. You don't need to go for reading. People, they know, because you're chasing for that person. Even if you are with them, you're chasing. So you will have energies chasing that you can kind of like put. They make me feel insecure. You can look as a 3D perspective, but no one can make you feel insecure.
They don't prioritize me.
They don't prioritize you. And I think this is the problem of manifesting love, is the answer of most people, and including Lily, but it is the love of my life. All right, okay. And anyone that feels that way is actually does not have, no one can be the love of your life. No one loves you. All right, okay, because look from a different perspective. No one loves you because you love them. That does not exist. You create your reality. You create your emotions. You love that person because you love that person. That is all. That is you, your emotions, and But the idea that my sense of like happiness is depending of someone else, of something, or a person. And that is is very much power within that information. You should feel very empowered that if someone comes to you and says to you that that is your first indication that you're manifesting by default, that gives you an opportunity to change. We're not saying you cannot be with the person that you love, but you must change your energy. You need to alter your energy, because only when you alter that energy and you understand that you are the one creating that, and you are responsible for that creation, and we can go in much more detail on that, you will feel very empowered. And the problem with people is we lost the ability, or most people lost the ability to bring the energy, means they incense the awareness and live in the present moment. Live, and not what we're doing is we often say is like we're living on a realm of the mind, and the mind collects memory, all right, okay, that will be your past, and keeps recycling that memory into your present moment. And if it recycles into the future, that truly does not exist, is only possibilities, all right, since you cannot live outside the now, and you will suffer from the future. When we want something, will bring like anxiety, depression, and that's when people enter conscious crash. I really, really want this, What you need to look is like that. So a desire, if I really, really want to be with someone or create money, is just a desire. A desire means that I don't have it. So when you look when you are in a position like me and a desire comes, I know straight away that is something I want but I don't have. So the moment I feel I don't have, I know is a blockage there. That is the principle. I don't really need to worry too much. My job is very simple. If I have a desire, that means I can have it. But unless I shift my energy, all right, okay, and from having to it is there, I know, is a knowing, nothing is really going to change. And we have looked into clients that we had throughout the years, the clients I had that spent many, many years trying to manifest a specific outcome, and it's exhausting, either money or a relationship. Good health. So we have pro bono on terminal ill people, and you just name it. So everything you desire means you don't have. So when you look into creation, what do we have lost? We have lost the ability, not all, but we have lost the ability to be present, like constantly present, and use the mind. Means you use our memory or use the mind, both conscious and subconscious mind, in the right way. When we look into this beautiful, magnificent machine that we have, that is the body, all right, okay, and the mind, we are probably one of the more we are highly advanced, but literally stuck in a mind. That is the problem of the world today. What humanity needs the most is just one thing, is awareness. Because with awareness, your life change, you become so responsible naturally. You look into your thoughts. Imagine that she does something that I don't like. Without awareness, you may end up in an argument, or I don't know, maybe bad mood. But with awareness is a kindness, right? You can hear someone, but you're there and you are listening to the person without no judgments, no attachments, nothing at all. So our courses are aimed to expand your energies and organize the five bodies. So you have the mind, you have the emotions, you have the mind, the body, emotions, and then you have energies we call spirit, you name it. So that energy needs to be organized in order for you to actually be in alignment. Because if your mind or your body is all connected, you are manifesting from the physical aspect. Again, you may get some, you may not get other. And the way that our minds are reprogrammed with this 3D, we have lots of stuff in the subconscious mind that that we don't even want to use. But the thing is your subconscious mind that is actually manifesting most of the stuff. We are still living on this physical realm. We are here and we are meant to experience both. Doesn't need to be with the exaggeration like happened to you, both joy and abundance, and maybe we still by default manifest things we don't like. But one thing I have learned, and took me a while to learn, and we teach this for people to, it was to organize the energies and not be in a mind. So bring your awareness, into the present moment, and it is just it's just bliss to be in a present moment. Doesn't mean you cannot lose that present moment, but when it comes again and you bring yourself into the present moment.
That's what helped me a lot, and that actually we've had these conversations over this past week. Because again, I've learned so much from Rita about this. Every time I feel the pain and the suffering, I know it's just a recollection of my memories. I'm just repeating the same videotape, let's say, in my mind. Because as we know, and we hear this a lot, the brain cannot tell the difference between memory or imagination or an actual thought. So it picks it all up as a thought in the present moment. So the pain that I'm feeling, or when I feel pain and suffering, I feel because I'm bringing in a memory, making it a thought in the present moment, creating the emotion in the present moment, making it my state of being pain and suffering. The danger in that, if that carries on and that becomes your state of being, okay, for a long time, then what you're signaling to the universe is that my state of being is pain and suffering, and it will give you situations that reflect more pain and suffering. So once I recognized that, I took again that awareness and consciously started to shift the pain and know, you know what, this pain that I'm feeling, it's okay, I'm feeling it, but I do know it's from memory, because right now, in this moment, this memory does not exist. This thought does not exist right now in this moment. I'm probably, doing my workout, or I'm cooking, or I'm staring at the door if I could, This is exactly what I'm doing in this moment. Anything outside this moment is just from the past. Or the other danger is if you're going into imagination and thinking negative thoughts that have not even happened. Again, you're bringing those in the present moment. So you have to be very aware of your thoughts and do not suppress them. It's so important. We keep talking a lot about this because you say to me all the time, just go through it, feel the emotions, and slowly shift them.
Yeah, so if you lose yourself in a mind, you will fluctuate between the past, because of course, like you say, using memory, or you go into a predictable or future because you lost, because you're not using imagination in the right way. So you will create depression, anxiety, and all of that. So suffering, when it comes from this point, it is a choice, since we are programmed, in your mind. Again, beautiful tool, right? Okay, but from the point of view of creation, if you're using the mind to manifest, you are going to manifest by default. You may have or not have your outcome, or have, like happened to Lili, and then lose, have and then lose.
Yes.
And on our case,
on all elements of my life, not just relationship, with money as well, with everything.
Well, it was exactly money. It was one of your first loss. And so I will explain that just to make sense. So when I have met Lili, one of the first things I say was an action. Once you got the money, was a significant amount of money. The message was, you cannot give money away to this specific person. It's nothing to do with me, but the message was there. If the beauty, this is when I observe a line. But she did give, okay. If she did not give the line, would have made a completely different outcome. That I also saw that outcome. So I saw all the outcomes, and I gave her the outcome that was for her highest good. So best way to explain what may look for people is the hardest is. It feels like it's the more difficult path, but actually the more difficult path, there was no suffering at all on that path. The more difficult path, that was just to say no. About giving from that money to this specific person, all right, okay, that was a boyfriend at the time, if she had just said, learn to say no, all right, okay, she would have created a complete different outcome, and her and that person would have been married by now. So that is just how it changed. One action will, and the thing is, everything that happened will not have happened. So this is what I do. I can't force people to follow the lines that are shown to me, but a sister did follow the lines. And then I always say that Nadine beats you all, and is probably one of the persons that until today, I speak. So not only she followed the lines, was specific lines that, that she was involved with someone that spirit say go ahead, and then was times, it doesn't really matter. No one understood, all right, okay, why she was getting that, consider that the kids were taken away, and everyone went against her. But it was the right line, because that line would have made her bring energies into the present moment, and she would have been more relaxed, what she done. And then, of course, the outcome was the kids coming back to dislike of, of people, a family who could not understand,
why she was behaving a certain way. So just to give context,
Yeah.
Rita saw that Nadine needed to act or behave a certain way that did not make sense for a mother who's lost her children to.
She needed to be in, she needed to enter the line of love, and it was someone that liked her on that time, and the line was very simple: go ahead with that relationship. I knew it was temporarily, nevertheless. What was done by her entered in that relationship, she took resistance,
yes,
all right, okay, while I was doing some work as well, and she also was doing alignment, resistant about the kids not coming back, so a mind was.
So she let go.
So we allowed her, not when I say we mean spirit, all right, okay, I just conduct the energy that spirit give me. We allowed her to bring her energies into the present moment, allowing the manifestation to unfold faster. But why she wins, because not only she follows the line, when spirits say we throughout reading Nadine end that relationship, she did end, creating a deep taking out of resisting, learning to be in the present moment early, we're talking about 2 or 3 years ago, all right, okay, because she didn't want to suffer, because she liked that person, all right, okay, she forced, okay, the universe forced her to, because we said no, end that relationship, all right, okay, so she was forced to in a level, if you want to say that way, to bring energy, to learn to be present, not in a mind, and the outcome of that she was told is when the person will come exactly as meant to be, and that is exactly what happened. Unfortunately for him, by the time he came back, because she started to grow, expand consciousness, and the version became different. She no longer felt the need to be with someone like that.
I didn't let go. That's the biggest mistake. I hung on to it, and I didn't want to let go, and I had fear of letting go of that person. And again, what that created is this desire to be with that person, and desperation to be with that person. And what that does, it repelled that person, and it created a third person in the dynamic. And
you
the
had
betrayal.
you had third parties.
The
overall,
third party, yeah.
It doesn't need to be a
So-
person, but also creates what we call the third parties.
It could be work, could be other. So me never
yeah.
being the priority. Had I listened from the beginning, had I followed my lines, not just listened, had I followed my lines of my higher self. Because what Rita does is she reads your higher self, right? She reads what's best for
Higher
you,
version,
the higher
yeah.
version of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through your
And
higher self.
Through my higher self.
Yeah.
Had I followed the lines, then I would have created a different outcome. And it could have been, the outcome could have been not even wanting to be with that person, instead of being betrayed and hurt and everything else. But yeah.
There's many versions, So the thing is, this is a good point, because this is, so I connect to spirit, what we call, so I connect to consciousness. From that consciousness, all information come, I see beings of light, and then I connect, so all the lines are given to me by the higher self. So in short, they're giving themselves a reading, not me. I'm just passing the message, So this is what is the beauty, and I love, it's never regret. So we could look into if I had made a different action, I would have been a different life now. But the point is, no one knows that, and that's where conscious creation becomes very, very, very beautiful. I think the point of doing workshops and webinars and courses is to really understand how to manifest. And if you really understand how to manifest, even if you come from a desperate mode, like happened to Lili, you will grow. And it's it doesn't take time. Time truly actually,
exist,
it
No,
truly
that's what I
does
had
not
to learn
exist,
as well,
So
everything is now.
Yeah.
Right
So
now,
so it's very much like that. So you need to look into God, the universe. Again, we always feel that people should use what is more valuable, what is their belief system, and you don't manifest what you think, you manifest what you are. You probably already heard that, and that means is thoughts. First was the word. Thoughts is your a collection of memory. It's just that. So we take thoughts very important, but it's just a collection of memory since you've been born, your environment, and all of
Your
that.
programming,
Your programming. So you are living a program.
The same thing
Yeah,
over and over
live
again.
it.
Yeah.
So the difficulty for people is to come out. Come out, and what they're doing does not work, and Lili try as well. Is to try to reprogram. On the top of, is nothing wrong about reprogramming, but if you're doing that, but you still are living your old program, you're just putting new one on the top of the old one, you're going to use both. And again, you're going to manifest by default. Our aim is to help people understand that not only they are the ones creating their reality, the power to create is always will be within you. Is not difficult, is your natural state of being. And if you align and start by aligning and organizing your energies, only that, and that is something that made Lili have a suffering much less. All right, okay,
Yeah.
Not because she was repeating a program. All right, okay, she was not fully aware, but every time she was in a present moment, she actually had awareness. I don't think this is a person. It's when she loses that moment that she goes in a mind, and because of memory.
Then I feel the pain and
Then
suffering.
no, even was no pain and
Yeah.
suffering. You just keep repeating
The same thing.
the same cycle.
But also what you said as well, a big thing that helped me is just surrender to the universe, God, the divine, whatever anyone believes in, and just have that trust and faith that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and everything that I've experienced and learned is exactly what is meant to be for my journey. And I feel immense gratitude for that, and that's what kind of also frees me from the suffering
I
and the pain
agree.
as well.
For me, it was the same, and the kind of like as time went past, I'm realizing that I am the universe. You know, I think when people they say I am God, it feels very like, because the perception of God comes from religion, it comes from an outside identity, right? Okay, but God, the universe, is within you and everything around you, so you can look into God as the entire cosmos. You know, He is God, not just you know, from the stars to the sun to different planets, space, you know, everything is God. So if you start to look into the universe and don't separate, this is a lot I notice. People say universe, God, like they separate the
They're
energies.
one, all united. We're connected with everything. We're one
and,
with everything.
yeah, and if you realize, so your entire being, you know, and it happens when people are doing organizing the energies, your entire being is the universe, and with this type of alignment techniques that we teach, you will feel the energy is actually moving inside of your body.
Yes.
It's actually an amazing experience.
Yes, you'll feel shifted, you'll feel so connected, you'll feel one with everything. But this is why exactly, and I'm very grateful for you, Rita, for putting time into this, because I know how busy you are and fully booked with readings, coaching, the seminars we do as well. We have created an event specifically for this, specifically to help people shift that pain and suffering and to learn how to do it themselves. So Rita spoke a lot about alignment, aligning your bodies. Once your mind, your body, your spirit, everything is in alignment with the universe, with Earth at the bottom, you're all connected, then you are in the present moment. That's it. You're one with everything in this moment. So we'll teach that. Rita will be teaching that. She's hosting this workshop.
Yeah.
There'll be interactive healing. There'll be music as well, healing music, and where it's going to help people shift vibrationally as well.
Yeah,
and then we're going to do energy alterations, so people alter their energies and their state of being, and learn how to become conscious manifestors. So you're going to align, elevate your energy, and also manifest your higher version, your higher self. Okay, it's not about manifesting a specific thing outside you, it's about manifesting you, so you can have all.
Yeah, because you are the specific thing. And the beautiful thing about healing, and hopefully we have someone who's a healer that is coming, and the way it works is, just so people can understand, is, you know, even for me, we only giving you something that you already manifest. So when I look into Lili's perspective and why she's part, or I can say the other way around, why I am part of her life, she has manifested. She has manifested for someone to come. So this is the danger, and save her. We don't want that, you know. So when people come to our workshop and we have a healing session and will be done, and you will feel, you need to learn, all right, okay, this is a lot about healing, because people, when they're suffering, they want to be healed, all right, okay. No one can heal you unless first you give permission, but you are one with that healing person or that healing technique. You need to allow yourself to be that energy, then you heal. So I look forward for that experience, because healing goes beyond someone placing your hands or singing. You know, it goes, you know, this world, everything is a vibration, and we are going to conduct your body, means before the healing session start, to be in a state of receiving. So you actually, when the healing starts, you are in a complete different state. And it happens before with us, and it happens many times, you know. But if you're not in a receiving state, you know, will be just another person doing healing, and it actually just not works. So
so you'll come out feeling, not only feeling healed, feeling empowered as well, but you'll learn techniques to do it yourself as well. So you'll also get to, if you come to this workshop, you'll also be able to book a free energy and pathline reading, and you'll get to experience these powerful transformational readings with Rita as well.
You know, so if I want her, and she's not here, for example, means I don't have her. You know, if I don't, what I don't have is my state of being, and
Lack.
that is lack. is the luck that universe gives me back, because I'm actually asking for luck or for circumstance. So the universe is nothing to do with that. The universe will give me back circumstance that will mirror me luck. Does not need to be just about. So everything that feels like I want, I desire. But it's manifesting is really easy, It's like, I always feel like it depends of your awareness. And awareness, if you allow your awareness to expand, it's just like magnific. If you want to become very successful, straight away that is not going to happen because it's what you want. So it doesn't work like that. So you manifest the state. So I hope it makes more sense. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And there's much more to unpack in this event. I'll leave the link below. You can see it on our website as well, becomeyourcreator.com, and we look forward to seeing you there and connecting with you. And all the best, good luck. And I'll tell everyone something. If I could do it with all the resistance and all the battling
now roll my eyes.
Rita's rolling her eyes. If I could do it, if I could maneuver through all the experiences that I created, then of suffering and pain, then anyone can do it. And I'm telling everyone, it's heavy stuff. Another time I'll talk about this, to the point where I even did this stupid, vanity surgery that I almost died because of it. So I've been through it, But we hope to see you all there. I'll link everything below on our website, and we send you a lot of light and love and lots of kisses.
Thank you. Take care.